And after what was an amazing day in Ballingeary, we now find yourself in the Lee Valley Clothing Institution, I suppose I should call it, and where the Ballingeary team have called to sample the hospitalities that has been afforded to them by the proprietor here, Dennis Hurley. But I'm joined by their left cornerback, Flurry Lynch. Flurry, I suppose, to be very honest, this must be a time that you might pinch yourself to see, is this a reality?
Yeah, it's really unbelievable. Like, to come from junior last year, like, up to intermediate and heading for intermediate from next year, it's fantastic. Like, it just
and when you think that you were so unlucky, if you like, in the county championship last year, did you ever think that you'd see a day when you'd be holding an intermediate medal?
Well, I think last year was the makings of us against Donovan Ross. I think actually losing the game, like, I think it made the team. You know, it kind of bonded us, like, and we're going to, like, to head with everyone else. We're going to do our own thing. But today, like, talking much about teamwork today, like, or football or wise, just hard graft and work, and that's what this team is about. Like,
a lot of people I spoke to after the game, they spoke about the Lynch full back line. No, I don't think you're related at all. Is there any?
There's only one relation. It's myself and Kyle are second cousins. Second cousin, that's it. Like.
But and of course, when Castonbear started, they were using the long ball to. I won't say good effect, but they were trying the long ball. Al Norregan aside at full forward. That was putting pressure on your full back line. But I thought, to be honest, that the three of you were absolutely awesome.
I think we have to be the smallest full back line in the county, but Cahill and Oliver are fantastic footballers. Like, and just pick up every break. They're so good readers of the ball. Like, and you know, they're just brilliant footballers.
Half time it was 2-2. Then they went ahead when Sean O'Regan kicked them fourth. It was 4-3. Was there any doubts in your mind at that stage?
No, not really. Like, because at the time, like, you know, we're a good team. We're obviously to fight back no matter what's against us. Like, we keep coming back no matter what happens. And to be truthfully honest, like, before Annie kicked the ball, like, I blessed myself and sailed over the bar, like, and that was it. And I just knew we were going to win it after that. Like, it's not going to stop us.
And of course, there's a lot of things happening in Ballingeary at the moment, which you're, developing the pitch and developing. It's a great time to be involved with this special club.
Oh, it is, yeah. Like, the development, like, and with Comortis coming up next year, it's just a great time to be a Ballingeary footballer. Like, and as I said, coming up from junior last year and up to intermediate premier this year, like, it's just fantastic. It's mind-boggling, to be honest about it.
To Flurry Lynch, we say Gormila Mahagada.
Thanks.
We're now joined by one of the wealthy farmers in this team, Connie Lehan. Connie, obviously, as I was saying to Flurry earlier on, this is kind of surreal situation.
True, dream come true. For me, anyway, it is a dream come true. Like, playing Ballingeary a long time, and today is the highlight of everything, like, you know.
And if somebody was whispering to me a little earlier on that you, I think you sustained a broken leg maybe 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah, broke it 2 years ago, and I said, you know, I was in two minds, would I come back or not? And the fellas were pushing me on to come back, like, and I came back anyway, and God, is worth it. Me Cork and me county after it. I thought I'd never see a county medal, but today is worth it all.
And it's a huge sense of history in that to be part of a team that does anything for the first time.
Yeah, it's part of history, but it's also what the G is all about, you know. Small village beating, well, not no disrespect to Castletownbere, like, but the other town, and having beaten another town down along the line, like, for us, it's everything. And for every small club in the country, this is what it's all about.
If I came to a Ballingeary victory function, and if I didn't ask about the win over Macroom, I wouldn't forgive myself.
Yeah, that was a good one. Like, they're neighbours, and we don't meet them very often, but we met them this year for the first time ever, and that was sweet. That was nice one. That's nice one. We can go into Macroom with our heads held high, you know. So
going into today's match, I suppose, you know, not that there was many experts around making Castonbear huge favourites, but they had a bit of history behind them. They played in a number of county finals. Sadly for them, they have lost those. But there obviously was, you know, a bit of pressure on. And you know, when Sean O'Regan kicked them ahead 4 points to 3, you know, I would imagine maybe some people felt that it was going to be Castonbear's day.
Well, yeah, probably they did, like, but this team has a lot of spirit, and the more so, I'd say, than any team. Well, every team out of Ballingeary had spirit, but this team has something else. There's a bit of steel inside them, you know. And I don't think we ever looked, the team never dropped their heads. We never looked like we were going to drop the heads and lose that game, you know. That's just the way it goes, like, you know. We won the game, and fair juice, like, you know.
So 2006, they tell me it has been a great year for farming. So for you, it must be a mess.
The football is certainly better than the farm, yeah. No doubt about that. This football has been better than the farming. No doubt about that.
And obviously this is going to mean an awful lot to, there's a huge work going on in the club now, and all the young players they've now, at long last, they've kind of guys that they can look forward to, and I suppose take example from.
Well, victory breeds success, as you know yourself. A victory like this every young fella back in Ballingeary now will want to play for Ballingeary down the future. People you probably would have lost if we hadn't won, and it's great for the Ballingeary future. The pitch is developing now at the moment. We have to come out as Gaeltacht next year, so it's great times for Ballingeary. Great time to it. It couldn't be better, really.
Connie Lehan, we say good meal.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, buddy.
We're now joined by some of the members of the Concannon clan, Paddy the captain, Andres the full forward, and Mike the team coach. And obviously, Mike, I will start with you. You've been around football obviously for most of your life. Did you ever think you'd see a day that you'd be involved with such a successful side? You can tell the truth now, like.
I don't know, I got involved partly in 90, I must get my dates right now, 97, 98 was it? 96, 97. And there was a nucleus of good team there that time, but I just gave it 2 years and we didn't manage to win anything, but I went out of the scene then for a while, and I was approached earlier on 2 years ago, around Christmas time, a gang of fellas called to the house, see would I be interested in doing something for them, and I thought about it for a week, and I started getting involved and try and put something back into the club.
And you're happy now that you did that, obviously?
Well, I am delighted, yeah. It takes an awful lot of effort and work, but I definitely must pay tribute to my co-selectors. We've Garrod Creed, Justin McCarthy and Eamon Ryan. I mean, what work they put in the last 2 years, and their professionalism. I mean, we had a good selectors team as well on the sideline, and they brought on the whole team. And I think the team on the field and the team off the field, I think they cooperated together, and that's why we're successful today.
Andy, I'm actually not going to talk to you about today. I'm going to talk to you about last Sunday, and I want to thank you for a memory that will live in my life forever, in terms of doing a match commentary, to be able to kick a slide down the ball from the right and the left in the same half. Special day.
I know, yeah. There are some days they go over, but if they didn't go over now, I'd say I'd have a word in my ear. But luckily enough, they went over last Sunday. Yeah, thank God.
It must have been tough. You were obviously a young man. It was tough out there today. It was it was a hugely physical occasion. But he measured up so much and played so well in those difficult conditions.
We did, I suppose, yeah. A couple of years ago now, we wouldn't have been up for a game like that. Maybe we would have been pushed aside, but we stood up to train. At the same time, we played the way we've been playing all year, with a quick ball into the full forward line, and luckily enough, we got 5 points. Just about, though.
I must now talk to Paddy Concannon. Seen him playing mostly with Musgrave in my times working for radio, but I must say, to stick with it, Paddy, and today you must be so happy that you did stick with it, and it made up for all those. And there were some disappointments in the past.
Yeah, a lot of disappointments, all right, in fairness. Going back to Midcork, there was played in 6 Midcork finals, won 3, lost 3. A lot of disappointment there, all right, and in between those years, we had a lot of disappointment as well, losing quarterfinals, semi-finals and all that, but today really made up for all those disappointments, and I know, going back to those lads there, half the team there were involved in great underage success. They're under a minor and under 16 level as well. They won counties and they won Midcorks and all that, and I know that, thanks be to God, that most of them stay playing football, and they've actually formed the backbone of the team now, if you like, with this year and last year even, and they're going to get better and better and better, and it was great to be involved with them, and thanks be to God, that I'm still able to some way keep up with them anyway, but today really was this is the best day of my sporting life, in fairness, you know what I mean, so it was great,
I must ask you about your tussle with another. I was going to say a hard man, if I could say that, if I was far away from you, but your tussle with Andrew O'Sullivan the last day and today, and if I'm not greatly mistaken, not a false belt drawn between a good footballer as well.
No, in fairness to Andrew is his best years of football are ahead of him all the time. Like next 3 or 4 years, like he's going to be a hell of a very very good footballer. Like, but he's not a dirty player, and he's just keeps running. He's a pure, absolute workhorse who can actually score as well. Like, but I had a fair old tussle with him today and last Sunday, and you know, both of us, maybe if I could say this like that, we're both similar players. Like, you know, we're not dirty or we're not anything like, but we just try and play our best for the team and do our jobs in the middle of the field, because it's not the easiest place in the world to be playing. Like, but no, Andrew is going to be one for the future. All right, no doubt about it. Like,
I'll finish with you, Mike, by saying that, or by asking you what this will mean now to, I suppose, the team and to the Ballingeary club in general.
Well, Paddy, it has been a great week. Eamon O'Keefe came down to us during the week, and he was like Santa Claus. He brought great presents down to us. And Betty, our chairman, he said if we could pull off this, he said to make a great week for Ballingeary GAA. And it is one hell of a week.
Okay, to the Concannons, uncles and nephews, Garamila Markiv. I'm now joined by Paulo Bucla. Didn't play today because of a hamstring injury, but as some people may know, I live in the Valley Rovers area, and I was asked to interview you because of basically what you did to Valley Rovers on their day. But aside from all of that, it has been a really, really special day for the Ballingeary GAA club.
The whole thing through the whole year, we were all together, we're all one big, we're all one big family kind of. And it is kind of hard to, you can't get any better than these boys behind me there.
And can I ask you, like, you played obviously against Macroom and you played against Valley Rovers, to have to sit on the bench today.
This is heartbreaking. Like, and tis alright if you're on the field, but tis way worse on the sideline because you can't do anything about it. And tis just way worse, and you can't do anything about it. And I don't know.
Did you think? One part that struck me, like, when Castonbury spoke the fact that they were considered to be that little bit more experienced when they got that lead point from Sean O'Regan.
I thought it was all over that stage. I thought they'd kind of push on. I thought they'd push on that stage and kind of take over the game, but our lads stuck in there, and they.
But it's a really special thing to be part of the Ballingeary team to win the first adult football title.
Yeah, it's an honour, like, really, to be honest with you. There's, it's a dream come true. This team started really 2 years ago, and if you told us now 2 years ago that we'd be after winning the county final in intermediate level, we'd say, would you go away? And God almighty, like, it's a joke, you'd say, because, like, we never dreamed of this 2 years ago, not in 100 years. It's I don't know, how would you say it? It's overwhelming, really, like,
And obviously it is going to mean something now for future generations here in Ballingeary.
Yeah, it's like, they'll be, I suppose, young lads they'll be real into the football from now on, and they'll be kind of, aspiring to be on the intermediate panel, and they'll be just, it brings up the underage level always. Like, I don't know, it's very good. Like,
one last thing, I must ask you one last question. When you were passing through Macroom, did you have any tinge of sympathy for them?
not really, to be honest with you.
On that high note, we'll finish. Got to be Lagan, Paul. Take care, my man. Well done. I'm now joined by two more members of this panel, John McCarthy and Garrod Buckley. Garrod Hurley. My apologies. Garrod, if I could go to you first. To be part of this panel, obviously, is something really special, considering to be the first adult team to win a county championship and bring us an adult medal to the club.
Yeah, it's a great achievement, like, and just to be part of it, like, it wasn't starting today, but it doesn't matter, like, it's not about any one person or whatever, like, it's about a team, like, and we're all together all year, and it's great to come up with something at the end of it.
Somebody was tipping me off earlier on that you're involved at the underage setup in the club, and obviously this must be a great source of encouragement for you, that you can point fellas in the direction of this is what we can do now.
Yeah, it's good. I train under 15, 16 and minor teams, and we're doing good this year, in fairness, and the club will still be intermediate and hopefully senior, like, because there's very good young lads coming up, so I'm very confident of the future.
Gerard, you came on today, and I know you have a role in the development of the club, but it's a really, really special occasion, isn't it, for the Ballingeary GAA club?
Absolutely delighted to come on today, Paddy, to be involved with the development, to be, I suppose, the designer of the whole thing. Incredible, but like to come on today, it's just a total dream come true. Last year, I was involved with the team, didn't participate in the junior championship, but at the same time, it was still a great achievement, even though down through the years, we had a lot of disappointments, but today to win it, like, it's an incredible, absolutely incredible feeling.
I remember maybe, you know, in the distant past, outside of Musgrave, people would indicate that Ballingeary were, you know, nice footballers, but maybe when push came to shove. But if there was ever a myth that was dismissed, that was dismissed over the last 2 Sundays, if not in other matches as well.
Thankfully, like, I suppose we'll say, with the past couple of years, like, you know, you hear different teams having a monkey on their back. At junior level, like we were told, we had a monkey on our back. We lost 97, 2001, 2003. We got the monkey off our back last year. We were told several times that we were a good footballing team. Thankfully, we've proved ourselves, and like the lads today, like they just performed unbelievably, and they've justified where they have been. Even though a lot of the critics have maybe said the exact opposite, but like here we are tonight with a county trophy, and it's an incredible achievement for Ballingeary.
Eamon O'Keefe gave you a few bob during the week, and somebody told me that it wasn't enough. Like, I'd like to know what kind of a setup you're designing over there.
We'll go back to them for more, maybe. So, with the help of God, and the design, we hope to have good facilities. I'll put it that way.
Gerard, obviously, you know, sport has played a huge part in your life, and as I said to you earlier on about your role at Underage, this is going to be an example for them, and I suppose as well you would be able to point out that it's not all sunshine and roses, that there may be days when things don't go against you, don't go for you as well.
Well, that's for sure. Like, you know, Ballingeary have plenty of disappointments along the year, like, but like, you know, today now, look, the lads looking in, young lads looking in now, they'll be, you know, that's what they'll want to achieve. They'll want their day out too. Like, you know, I remember being a young lad, I look at the likes of Pattern, Conin, the older lads, like, you know, and you know, I always wanted to be up there like that as well. So like, you know, it's great for a club to have days like this, you know, keep young lads interested, and they're the players that they are, right? So we have a good future ahead of us.
The two men who will make a huge contribution both on and off the pitch to Ballingeary GAA club, we say go to meet Margaret. Thanks, lads. All right. I'm now joined by two characters of contrasting pathways that have played a huge role in this development of this club. Betty O'Leary, the club chairman, and Eamon Ryan, a blow-in from the Watergrass Hill area. Eamon, I'll go to you first. To win is obviously a huge achievement, and you've been involved in so many winning teams. But to get these guys playing football like they did today, and I know that other members of the selection committee were involved, you must be really, really proud of what has been achieved.
I don't know if proud, but I was delighted when the whistle went today. I thought I was hurling at Watergrass Hill. That's the first time I went stone mad for about 3 minutes. Then I kind of caught myself on. But like, from the first time I went back there, like about a year and a half ago, they were lovely fellas. They were willing to do anything you asked them to do. Like, and like the thing about them, they're a very small panel, really tight in the panel. Like, but every one of them was willing to embrace ideas from an old man, like which like not everybody is, like, you know. They were very open, and there's a fierce work ethic there. I'd say as much. You probably saw the backline the last few games. I mean, they're physically they're 6 small men with maybe 5 small men and Donald McCarthy, but they are small men for backs. But like, they have a fierce work ethic and they work very hard. And I know it was great working with them. I really enjoyed today. I thought it was great. It was great.
And rightly so. Yeah. Betty, I got to know you about, I don't know, when you asked me to go back and do a launch and draw.
Last end of August 2005, Paddy. And I think
Things have changed a lot since then.
you thought we were a small bit mad at the time, right? And you came back on the 6th of January, Nullagnaman, when we had our draw, and we made. You drew the winning ticket for the one from Kenmare, of course. You had to draw a Kerry ticket anyway, but surprise, that's right. Yeah, and that was the start of things, really. That was the start. We had a dream about. We always have a dream in Ballingeary, right? We were very proud people. We were very proud of our GAA club. We're a small club, as we said before. Our GAA club means everything to us in the village. Absolutely everything to us in the village. Like even this evening after the match, one lady said to me, she said she was after having a son this year, and she says there were 8 boys born in Ballingeary, she says, in 2006. That's a huge thing. Our numbers are small, but it's we said the draw last year. We had, I told you before, we had practically 100 people have been out selling tickets. We brought in a profit of after everything we paid for and all that, 230,000 euro. Phenomenal amount. As far as that allowed us to, we'd say, start our development and things, what we're doing at the moment. Our win today started 2 years ago when Mike and Eamon and Justin and Gerard Creed got together and got these guys to believe in themselves, right? Like, I remember Paddy Palmer asking me, not Paddy, Michael Scanlon asking me one time, he said, a lot of people would have thought that you had won a lot more mid-Corks. We didn't. We underachieved until this year. Having been invited to go up to the intermediate, standard last year. Thank God, we were saying after winning the first round, what we were saying was, thank God we've justified ourselves in going up. But winning it today, it is. Words can't describe it, buddy. Words can't describe it.
Eamon, like you're such a seasoned campaigner now, but was there any time during today's match when you thought that it might slip away? It was never, I suppose, going to slip away, but I thought that when Castonbere got the lead 4 points to 3 and they were driving it forward, then had you any fears?
Before you go on to that, back to your previous question, like I'd have grown up in a hurling village, and I would have loved to have been a good hurler, but I wasn't a good hurler. I was an ordinary hurler, but so I turned to football. But I see the team, Ballingeary young lads, have a love for football that I had for hurling as a child. In other words, an all-consuming love. I had it for hurling. They have that for football. It's just not a game to them. It's really part of their life. Going back to your other question then, the last day, Castletown took over from about the 12th minute to the 23rd minute, I think, totally, and kicked a lot of wides. Today, something similar happened. They took over from about the 32nd minute to maybe the 45th minute. And the difference today, they didn't even get the wides today because our fellas, they dug in, they battled, they made a load of mistakes, but they battled, and the conditions are bad. So once you kept battling, now when they went 4-3 ahead, I was worried because like that was 7 points in I think it was about 45 minutes. So I mean, it was going to be very low scoring. But then, you know, there is a God there, so I think they got the reward for all their hard work, you know what I mean? I'm just amazed at them. They're such a small panel, but they love their football so much, I mean, I suppose if you were brutally honest, Castletown probably are a stronger, maybe even a slightly better team to the neutral observer. But these guys worked so hard and they held the ball. They didn't give the ball away in a silly way today. That's, you know, I was worried, but then it came right, I was worried, yeah, honestly.
Are you in charge of celebrations or in charge of what's going to happen for?
Hopefully we'll be in Ballingeary at 9:30 p.m. the latest, and as usual our local pipe band will be out to lead us into the village, and I've no doubt whatsoever, Paddy, that there'll be huge night of celebration. And I'd like to thank all of the neutral supporters that we're from all over the place, all over Mid-Cork, all over, between the selectors and myself, our mobile phones, all the texts of goodwill, all from believe it or not, from Castletownbere, Cara, Skibbereen, Drimoleague, all over the place. We've got words of congratulations this evening.
I am not one bit surprised that you would be saying something like that, because like Ballingeary have never harmed anybody. They were probably known as nice guys, but I just wonder, will you be getting those texts in maybe a year or two from now? Because I presume that, you know, Ballingeary are the club now to be beaten at the higher level.
My home club is Glenville, and we're intermediate as well. So I have a problem next year.
Paddy, as far as
my sons will be playing with Glenville. Like, so.
As far as I'm concerned, today we'll celebrate tonight. We have achieved fantastically for 2006, and 2007 is another year, and we'll think about that. We'll regroup after the Christmas. When the snow is gone, we'll regroup and we'll see what happens.
The two great characters, I say Gurmila Magav. I'm now joined by the Toomey brothers, 5 in all, that were part of this very, very successful Ballingeary team, and I'll just introduce them. We've Ronan over here, Kieran, Cahill, Shawnee and Nina, and Nina's the head spokesman. Obviously, Nina, I was going to say it was a special day for Ballingeary, but first of all I have to say to you that it's a special day for the Toomey family.
It is outstanding. I mean, like you said, it is a fantastic for like to win a county, to, you know, it's just unbelievable, and to have like all the lads, all the brothers, like be involved in the team and all that, like it's just unbelievable, you know. I mean, you can imagine, like, you know, preparing before games, and, you know, 5 or 6 lads going out to the house, you know, going out playing football together, like it's just fantastic, like, you know.
And as you mentioning going out, somebody said to me that I'd have to find out from one of you about what Johnny Toomey would have thought of this today, and did the selectors get it bang on right? Was there any mistakes made? And you have the responsibility of answering that difficult question.
Well, I suppose if we lost it, he'd be very critical, because he's definitely our biggest critic. There's no doubt about it. But I'd say himself now, he'd think that the selectors got it very, very right, because he knows some of us haven't the legs anymore. The young fellas are a small bit green all the time, so I think all in all, I'd say Johnny Toomey's a happy man tonight.
Cahill, obviously, it was, I think it was a day where people will have changed their minds about Ballingeary football team, in terms to be able to survive such difficult conditions against a tough physical side like Castletownbere.
Of course, yeah. I mean, we've been underdogs all the way through from the first round to the final. All I can say is that the team has great spirit and great heart, and we can do nothing more than to take each game as it comes, and we've done it, and we've beaten everything that comes in front of us. So,
Kieran, if I could come to you, you're one of the younger members of this panel, and this obviously is going to do a lot of good for, you know, the young fellas, making them to believe in themselves.
This is great. You get great experience, you know, all the young lads playing with the older lads, and, you know, playing away games and coming on in stuff like challenge games and everything. This is great for the young fellas and for the upcoming lads, like, you know, it's a great experience.
Ronan, when the final whistle sounded today, you must have thought about pinching yourself that you were part of a Ballingeary team that won their first ever adult title.
Especially for me, being away for a while, but the first fella I met was Mike Cannon, and it was the relief that was in him, I think, echoed for everybody. It was just unbelievable altogether, so it was great. Long way at last, so.
Nina, obviously you've been part of days that weren't so great, and I suppose that makes it all the more special.
It does. I mean, like, you'd have to feel for Castletownbere today, like, but, you know, looking back at our own history, we've gone to loads of mid-card finals, like when we were playing junior, and we've lost them, and like we contested 8 or 9 and we've only won 2 or 3, like, so we know fine what it's like to put in a huge effort all year and come out the losing team. But within the last 2 years especially, I think, like, you know, that there was fierce focus put on training and a whole discipline in the team, and I think it was just a very tight-knit panel, and we trained extremely hard, and I think today now is the proof of that, like, you know. I mean, it's just fantastic to be county champions, like, you know.
Shawnee, I'm going to leave the last question to the last answer to you. You're now going to be part of a Ballingeary team that's going to be playing at a higher level. I was going to say a higher level than Macroom, but I'll leave that jive alone. Yeah, it must be rough for them. At Premier Intermediate level, and obviously looking forward to that.
Well, I swore after last year that I would definitely give it up because I was watching retirement a while, but I said I'd give this year a crack, but we're going nowhere now, so looking forward to it big time because we feel we're playing at a level now that we should have been playing with maybe a lot longer than what we are, and we're looking forward to it now, but we're going to enjoy this one first.
To the Toomey brothers, each and every one of you lads, got a meal of Margaret. Okay, lads, thanks. Continue our look back here on the county final. I'm joined by obviously three younger versions of the team. Olive Lynch, first of all. I can't believe that a fella that is that size was able to outplay Alan O'Regan today.
Yeah, I just got lucky. Two inches around me, I think that.
Yeah, and somebody was telling me that you're normally a centre half back. That was because of the departure of some other player that you ended up at full back.
Yeah, I don't mind where I play as long as I'm playing. I don't care.
But like, I was interested in the fact that Castonbear, that at the start of the match they were driving high ball in and top of you, and yourself and the other Lynches that are there is some relation, second cousins or something, that you were able to mop it up.
We're practicing and training the whole time, so we're used to the high ball coming in, we don't mind it.
I moved to Owen Quillen. Obviously, Owen, it is great, first of all, that you were able to play, because I know that you sustained an injury earlier on in your career. You got a point today, and to get 20% of the scores in a county final is a marvellous achievement.
Yeah, there wasn't that many scores, so I was just delighted to get the first point, really. But we had a good defence anyway, so it wasn't that hard to get that many scores.
I now move to a guy who spends as much time as David Beckham grooming his hair, Liam Shorten. I must say that the last day I thought your work rate was absolutely awesome, and today again, really a great day to be part of this team.
Yeah, a great day to be part of the history of Ballingeary. It's a great achievement to win this game, and it's not just me that works hard. Like everyone works as hard as each other and works for a team, and that's what we're told to do. Like, and you know, we work as hard for each other now as anyone else, and I thought we deserved it. Really, we put in like, we're after beating Macroom Valley Rovers, Castonbear. Like, geez, we really deserve this title today, I thought, anyway.
If I was to ask you, Liam, to put them in order, forget about the Castonbear were in the county final. If I was asked you to put them in order of importance, the teams that you beat, you mentioned there Macroom, Valley Rovers and Castonbear, I presume you'd be starting with Macroom, would you?
Yeah, it would have to be Macroom. I mean, you know, they've hosted stars like Kylie, the Ghouls, everyone. Great to beat them. I mean, they're our local town. Like, it was unreal to beat Macroom, and like the belief started after Macroom, like that we could win this title. Like, and I think Macroom would have to rate as the best achievement of the year anyway, because it was absolutely unreal to beat them, I must say. No.
Owen, when the final whistle went, the thoughts that went through your mind, or did anything?
Nothing really. It's not really after sinking in yet, so I don't know. I don't know what to say really. I was just on my knees basically on my own, and Mary Cruhor came up then, and I wouldn't have been really playing only for Mary Cruhor because she helped me with my injury and everything. So she was probably the most important person to be there for me. So I was delighted really.
Nice thoughts. Back to our full back. You're no county champions. You're not going to be playing Premier Intermediate. How are you going to get on at that grade?
We're going to give it a crack anyway. We'll do our best. We'll be underdogs again. So we're that way all year. So
I think we'll let know this underdogs tag is going to be disappearing.
That'll be our ambition now next year, is to do as well as we can in Intermediate A.
To do three rising up and coming stars of Ballingeary football, I say thank you very much, lads. Joined by two sets of brothers. We have got the Ian and Barry Concannon and the Toomey brothers, Coleman and Mick. If I could go first of all to Ian, seeing that you happen to be in this side here to me, a really, really special day for you, and I suppose for all of the Ballingeary lads.
It was a brilliant win, in fairness, against a very good team, but we pulled it out all right at the end.
I thought your man was going to disappear on me there for a while. When the final whistle sounded, did you realise that, oh my God, I'm part of a team that has brought the first adult title to this club?
I did after a while, but I ran straight out to my brother because he's a sore leg. But jeez, I missed out on celebrations, but we'll have loads of celebrations in Ballingeary.
Okay. Barry, you're the wing back. Like, it's as the night goes on, it's a bit of a mystery to me how a team that's made up of five. Okay, 5 tenacious tacklers out of 6. It was a tough day. I suppose it was a tough day being a back, but it was certainly a tough day to be a Castone Bay forward, marking the likes of you guys.
Yeah, I suppose it's tough enough right there. As long as the ball's there, we're going to go in hell for leather for the ball anyway. And if we take one of them with us, well, that happens. Like, but yeah, in fairness, it was handy, fairly hard game. Like, and every single one of the lads gave absolute 110%. So that's all you can really hope for. Really, like.
I think a lot of people were surprised by, obviously not many people would have seen Ballingeary play football outside of, the Musgrave division, and I think they were surprised by your tenacity, particularly your defensive setup.
Well, like, when you think of it, like, we'll say Junior A champions in 92 and then just last year, and then, like, you've kind of had a long wait to win a cup, like, and the longer you wait to win a cup, the hungrier you are, so we were just hungry, and we're going to be hungry again next year as well up in Premier, so watch out the boys in Premier, we'll say.
Coleman told me you were playing a wing forward today, knocking over the bar. And it was a real privilege to get a score today, wasn't it?
It was a privilege, first of the championship. Yeah, it was a nice time to get it alright.
The first score in the championship? Yeah, and as I was saying to one of the other men who got 1 point, you ended up getting 20% of the scores of Ballingeary in the county.
Yeah, that's we think we're alright. We'll won't let him forget it all now, in fairness.
Michal, or Mick is... No, you know as Mick and Michal, you came on the last day, but whether one thing I'm noticing about this squad, that I'm not saying it doesn't matter whether you're on the team or not, but there's a huge sense of unity about the team.
That's it. Everyone, even at training, subs and everything, they all give 100%, and the selectors treat us all the same. Like, training, whatever, they don't treat anyone different because they're not playing, or if they come on, they give 110% as well.
Barry, they say it's about some football teams that, you play football, you play soccer, you play rugby, but I get the impression, because you're such a small, close-knit area out here, that football is a small bit more than a sport.
Because football's life by us. Like, coming up, sure, under 10, under 8, under 12, that's all we do. We don't play soccer. Well, we had a bit of basketball in school, that's about it. But, geez, it's absolutely everything. God almighty, it's... In the family is there, like, you're given a ball at the age of 2, and if you can kick it, you can kick it. If you can carry it, you can carry it. And sure, we just be playing football for all our life, like, and that's the way it'll stay until I'm about 40, I'd say, anyway. So we'll give it a lash, like. So that's.
I thought you were there, but Coleman, one question to you. It only dawned on me during the game because one of your teachers, former teacher, called to me, Paddy Hurley, in the commentary box, and he went through the whole team, and he said that practically 14 out of the 15 went to the one school, Skullville and Ballingeary, and obviously that's a huge thing as well to know that. I suppose in one sense there are very few adult teams that would say, look, all of our players went to the one secondary school.
Yeah, I suppose that had a lot to do with it, yeah, that we were playing with each other all the way up through the ages, like even at school. I'd say it helped us a lot in every other point, I'd say. Yeah,
to the Concannons and the Toomies, I know they're in a hurry to get a bus to go to the prayer meeting in Ballingeary, lads. Got a meal of Margaret. Right. Good luck. Take care, lads. Wind down our celebrations here in the Lee Valley complex. I'm joined by two of the people that are involved with the backroom staff, Gerard and Justin. Justin, to you first. Like, obviously, I was going to say, to look at you, you've been around for a while, but it's a really, really special day, isn't it, really?
Super day, like, historic day. First county adult competition we've been in, county final we've been in, and to win it, our first adult competition, and to... Maybe just one thing you mightn't have known about Paddy, the girls also beat Valley Rovers in the ladies' county final. So
I couldn't tell you one thing now, tis real torture me from Valley Rovers, this one, let me tell you. Gerard, if I could come to you, Mike, Concannon and Eamon were making the point that this was very much a kind of a four-man management set up, that everybody had a role to play, and that there was a very unified approach by the selectors to this particular team?
Yeah, I suppose if anyone said at the start of the year you had 4 selectors, you'd say, "God, how are you going to make a decision?" But it was very easy. We had a major coming together. Well, we had our disagreements, there's no doubt about it. But for some reason we gelled very well. I found it very very easy to get on with the lads. We had our rows, there's no doubt about it. But I mean, if we didn't have disagreements, there'd be something wrong. If we all agreed on a positional switch or whatever, there'd be something wrong.
I've only mentioned it once, Skibbereen last year.
I think we finally buried that today. I mean, if Castle and Bear could have got a last minute goal today, it was a scramble inside in our box, I think, for the last 5 minutes of the game. I mean, it was hell to be on the sideline. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, to be honest. And if anyone ever think of taking up a selector job, I'd say don't. But I know it's hell to be out there, like, to not be able to, not long having given it up myself. To switch to the line is very difficult because you're almost running on the pitch trying to get involved. But thankfully we came out the right side of it this time.
Justin, do you know, it's only after dawning me in the last 2 or 3 minutes, the fact that all of these guys, maybe Lee might be the exception, to went to the one secondary school. Like, it has must that be something to do with the fact that football is more, like, I get the impression that football is more than a game of football, than a game of sport back around here.
I suppose if you're looking at less than half a parish, and you know, you make the best of your resources, and I suppose everybody knows one another, and you see yourself there, a lot of them are related, so I suppose maybe it gives you an extra special bond, like, and maybe that's what did it for us this year, you know.
It's now, you're now county champions. It's onwards and upwards.
Oh God, just thank you this evening, really. Enjoy today and so for tomorrow, I suppose.
Tigger Road and Justin, I say, go to Mila Market, lads.
Me and David Ray.
Yeah.
That's the stuff.
That's the job.
Lovely job.
Great job.
Yeah, great job. Thanks, Sean. How you doing? Good. How are you?
Man, don't mind.
Sure? Yeah.
Back to back, we're on the work.
I said it already today. What a day for this club. What a week for this club. What a year for this club. We've achieved everything we set out at the beginning of the year, and we finalised that today with winning the ultimate trophy, that was the Intermediate Football Championship. This took a lot of hard work. As the boys will tell you, Coleen, the manager, Justin McCarthy, Gerard Trees, Eamon Ryan, and the full panel of players. This is something that it has taken 2 years for it to come to fruition. Right, John. It has taken 2 years for this to come to fruition, and while today was such a bad day inside the park you're in, and while tonight is a bad night as well, I think we'll all agree it's one of the best and happiest occasions in this village for a long time, and especially for our GAA club. We'll talk about the boys in a minute. But first of all, there are a few people I have to thank, and they are our sponsors. I'll start off with Paddy and Sheila Lynch from Ardley. Dennis Hurley, Lee Valley Clothing, Ishigila. Frank and Eileen Dineen Centra. Joe and Noreen Healy, Charlton's Bar. Breda and Christy Lucy, Cronan's Bar and Gogan. And Firebird Ballingeary. And somebody else who came on board today as well. That's the man that supplied the bus to us free of charge. He offered one last week. Mick Crimmon from Cahill. While this is a very, very happy occasion, there's a small bit of doom and gloom, and that is because Liam Concannon got injured today and he broke his leg, but he's in Cork University Hospital at the moment, and he will be okay. We believe it's a clean break, but that was the kind of dedication that won this match for us, that won this county final for us today, where the fellas put their legs and their heads where other people wouldn't put them. We wish Liam the very, very best. Now, as I said at the outset, this took a lot of planning. We won the Cork Championship last year with the same panel of players and mentors, but we didn't get time to celebrate it because we were out again the following Tuesday night in Park Arena against the Piercy. And then Tuesday. And again the following Sunday in Ballingeary against Skibbereen. Who would have thought that we'd be back here within 12 months, having been invited to go up rank from junior to intermediate, to come back here within 12 months, having won the intermediate championship. I don't know how many people out here saw the boys training in the muck, in the rain, in the frost. Had you snow? Right. And the commitment of these bunch of players, some of them travelling from Limerick, other fellas from the city for a couple of times a week for training. And Paul O'Book travelled from Dublin when he was up there in the Foster. Right. I call on Pauline to introduce the players to you and to say a few words.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce the players, I would like to introduce the three selectors that acted with me this year. First of all, Justin McCarthy. Hello, Creed. Eamon Ryan. But most importantly, these fellas on my right. I'd like to thank you all for turning out tonight. It's a very special occasion. I'd like to thank our chairman, Batty.
Hey!
He has given us tremendous support all through the campaign. And as well as Batty, I'd like to thank his committee as well. There have been various meetings. The club has been undergoing a major transformation as regards building a new complex, new field, and funds were tight, but Batty said, absolutely, whatever you want, no problem.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely,
I'd like to thank the supporters today for travelling in such great numbers. Conditions were absolutely atrocious inside. I know people had to come home and get changed. They were absolutely destroyed. But lads, thanks very much indeed. I won't say too much more now, but tonight it's all about these fellas on my right, as I said. They've showed, we started off this year against Arbollock. We were supposed to be beaten by Arbollock, we won. We came up against Macroom next. Supposed to be beaten up, yeah. We won again. Came up against Valley Rovers. No hopers. Won again. Came up against Castledown Bear. Hadn't a hope. Drew the first day. Did the business the second day. Thanks very much. Now I'll hand you over to our marvellous captain, Padar Kankara.
I'm counting. We're bored already. It's funny, it's our favourite Inchigini man. On Kildalsmore and Arn done on Cornshaw, you go on Fern, you go on Lumsafane, I was going to Gakina, Stocks and Fernshaw. On Cornshaw, a Glocka, I go on Ballingeary. Look, I won't hold you up so long because the night is bad and everything. This team needs no introduction to all of you because we won the Micock last year, gone so close to the county last year. So I'll introduce you to them fairly fast. First of all, I want to introduce you to our goalkeeper, Sean Kilkenny.
I'd just like to say one thing. I'd just like to dedicate this to Paddy and Dan. Yeah!
Now I want to introduce you as well to our full back line. Marvellous work all the year, marvellous work especially last Sunday and today as well. So I'll start off with our vice captain, Florian. I know to our full back, he must have inside information on how to get onto the team, but that's the story of it. Ballingeary. And to our cornerback as well, just stunning work today as well, Paul Ballingeary. I want to now introduce you our half back line, our best back line, best line today I thought. Brilliant work today. First of all, her man is then as old as myself, Nina O'Toma. Now to our centre back, the biggest man on their team, Paul Ballingeary. From our biggest man to the smallest man, Barack and Kennan. That he alluded before a while ago.
I just want to say to the next man, unfortunately he's not here tonight. He's in hospital with a suspected broken leg, but he's been a great part of myself in midfield. Of course, Liam Kilkenny.
Unfortunately, Liam can't be here, but Liam's partner today in midfield, Paddock and Cannon.
I was just going to say it, but now to our half forward line, worked hard all year, didn't get the credit they deserve. But the first man on that line is Coleman and Tuma. To another man, which I'm glad to say, who is older than myself in the team, a real workhorse and a real man that works hard, gives everything for every game, is Sean O'Toole. To the confusion, but look, this next fella, young fella again, celebrated 18th during the summer. Unfortunately, with the game the day after, and the lads are kind of suffering. But anyway, did the business against Macron, did the business against Valleys, and did the business again today, of course, Owen Quill. Next, our full forward line, our main scoring area of the team. Well, two out of three ahead of third fella. Kind of was there watching him, but I want the first fella I want to bring up to you is Liam O'Shaughnessy. Next man, along with a lot of our team as well, bright future ahead of them, the main scoreboard team, Andy Kilkenny. The next man, forget about him. I wouldn't mind, to be honest, but it'll be that fun. The next man I want to say, I don't know. I don't really know, but look, he's everyone's favourite Inchgeela man. Now to our subs bench, which proved so vital for us all year, all our championship games, plus our league games and all that. They really are as much part of the team as the first 15. But the first man, unfortunately, could not tug out today because of injury. He'd be definitely on the wing back or the wing forward. Or first man I want to say, Paul Buchler. The next lads I want to introduce to you lads is lads that came on during the year, especially today. The first of those is Gerard McCorrick. The next man I want to introduce, the man who can't shut up in the training field. He's always talking and always joking, but he did the business again. He's of course Micheál O'Toole. The next couple of lads I want to say, they're all from the same family. They joined our squad this year and they proved vital for us all year. The first of all is Carl O'Toole. The next of that trio is Ronan O'Toole. And the next man I want to choose is the man that makes the best chips in Ballingeary. Kieran O'Toole. The next man has been playing by injury all year. The last couple of years, we like. He definitely, possibly will be on this team, but unfortunately injury has prevented him. He's of course Mick Moylan. The next man I want to introduce is
2 minutes, brother.
okay, no. He's been absolutely invited us out the last couple of years. He has his fair share of injuries as well as, of course, Gerald Hurley. Next as I want to introduce is two young lads doing the leaving this year. Two of them have very bright futures in this club. Very, very bright futures. I hope they stay at it, and I hope they will reap the rewards one day. The first man I want to introduce is Sean O'Donnell. The next man I want to introduce is Ian Kincannon. The last, but by no means least, he's a man that's given so much to this cause over the last, I won't say how many years, but it's this side, it's the wrong side of 20. But he has gone through so much in this team, been through so many mid-court finals, win or lose, whatever, but he's still kept at it, still driving on. And I'm delighted more than anyone else that he's got his county medal at long, long last. He's of course John O'Driscoll. Look, I know the night is bad, I won't keep you for a lot more, but I thought I'd said enough today, to be honest, if anyone listening. But anyway, look, it's a great day for the club. It's a great day for people in Ballingeary with a so tight-knit community, and of course the GAA is the centre of that community and Longmate Lass. Hopefully it'll bring on more young fellas, more young boys and girls to take up the game, and hopefully this will be the start of something big. Of course what's going on behind me is state of the art, and when it's finished, when it's going to be finished, it's going to be the envy of most clubs in the county. And it's going to propel this team, this club, to maybe bigger and higher things than today. I want to pay tribute. I want to pay tribute to everyone that's involved in this team, the selectors, the people who are running the club. Anyone who comes up to the AGM will know what I'm talking about, the amount of time and the amount of dedication these people do on an amateur basis. It's unreal, it's brilliant. And also, look, I would also like to thank you supporters as well. It's been a hard, it's a tough year for you followers because we have very few home games because of what's going on behind, and I want to thank you very much for following us and supporting us. It means a lot to the players, and I mean this year we got right out to the pitch today and last Sunday as well was really fabulous. So I want to thank you very much for turning out tonight. I want to ask Colleen to sing a song. He was singing from Denny Hurley's Back to Here, and I hope he's not hoarse enough. But hopefully he'll sing another song. So, lads, on behalf of the team, on behalf of the club, thanks very much for coming out to support.
Just before Pauline sings that song, there are a few people that more people have to be thanked as well. Very vital part of the whole call. That's Mary O'Connor. Greedy Crew, the physio. Eileen Sullivan as well. Just one thing I want to say for maybe people don't know it. The trophy that Heather is holding here. We are the first team, we're the first club to win that trophy. That trophy was dedicated by the Loch Sullivan family from Adrigole, whose son died of a very young age a couple of years ago. He probably would have been playing with Adrigole today if he was still alive, but we are the first recipients of that trophy, and we're very proud of that.
And just one final thing, I'd like to thank all the people that are involved in the underage section. These are the fellas that we've inherited from a good underage structure. They have been brought up from under 10, under 12, shown what to do, shown how to do it, and lads, this is our reward today. Thanks very much to all those people. I have sought to discover a haven of rest from the jogging, the sprinting, the press-ups, the sweat. I have listened for bells in the soft summer wind, but the county final is there in my mind. Ballingeary, Ballingeary, Ballingeary. We left Ballingeary with hope in our heart to win this great county in which we take part. We played with such heart and with spirit, you see, and now we're going celebrating in Ballingeary. Our selectors are Justin, Garrod and Eamon Ryan. Justin, the dietitian, Garrod, the tactician, and Eamon you surely would call a magician. Ballingeary, 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 Bartholomew, our chairman, he works very hard. As well as being chairman, he's also a guard. In this new development, he's played a mighty role, and now they have christened it the Batty Bowl. Ballingeary, Ballingeary, Ballingeary. And now to conclude this composition of mine, where it took many hours to get words to rhyme, I'll ask you to sing the chorus once more, and we'll celebrate this victory like never before. Ballingeary, 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 Ballingeary. Hang on!
Well, there's a couple more things I forgot to say. Look, in fairness, with all the excitement and everything, I want to thank the band that came out and greeted us again. Great to hear our own people doing that kind of a thing, band and all that. great. But, I want to thank all those people who lit the bonfires around the place and everything. I also want to thank Tom Creedon for supplying the trailer for Jerry Buckley bringing it up. Only for him would be soaked again. Soaked enough today, but anyway. Look, that's all I have to say anyway. Thanks very much for coming out.
Well, tá tafran létis gachar déanta agus tá muinter bela hangéig treis do reise gobar ríis mar a dúr padí permanent but tá mid an sahiní an búúntaach san na bhíocha ag gréibhan cúnta nuair a bhúg siad ar Ballingeary béar agus is tócha go bhfuil na céúra go léir harta go buinte seo agus búd an scoth bhí ann agus an istáman sa le donnacha léir agus tá mid ag plé cuasaí hit amach agus atácan titim amachchan sa mela hangéig. Well donnacha ar an gédal síos is tócha ag cain faoin bú is tócha an bú is fear a bhí ríomh club.
On last more vegan club gan daughter down on Kiadur doing graf fin de gine fast et le canishin hunte well in Darala mar visha kohram and Kiedla and on last more of stock vi on felnis fern Kiedla mar greven lanis fair agus slielen last massori of grommer mostock well Nadina Viern Devlin agus Gimirtak a haire vi could ging a brash asker hus an Ardan but on last massori of stock I have Imstria
agus go move like tushgref cle immer a river and clehishin koma
yep near quite really gomechan cle him no yeah den English in but Asian rat is feather agor hokrimer she's agus gur has nemer of adnis fair na Ballingeary vera and the glacham and lishna canelach a vianer and la adnis tapola fear an of cap him hitli roidog in an la you know agus vefa soul gemach liroidi chitim agus gachrod machine but new rev vi an first toucher aus capus and
agus bí spridúnta kan vi alandi ragur of an chance kailt in igen kedla agus keir de vohik to féin in igen kedla
well Near of Viscom, Vieringa, Viana Doch is the Comarate, the Lush Paddy Pamels, and I can have a lot and Gade loan and loan tresh and Kitle, Dutch, Gur Capture, Grimmer, Ballingeary, began Nis Farnam, or Yetadish, August, Ballingeary Bear, began Nis Massa. August, adultery and Viren, we carry no quicker than Narimer, Vieringa, and Kiedla. August, Demergaching, Goma, and Darala. Near Faragor in go Hulken Darala.
Agus vi broer come on like Trish Paula Bukla Kailun agus tos nu go an nedo go no kwile yin goma koma.
Sha, yeah, gandauter down, yeah. Agus vid gachingar agar van panel beg but Hispancha go viet vid in ele hutterstach agus Jamaian agus John Anderson scored now, like it's by God being the score in the look for an lash.
Look for the lash, yeah. Now, I kind of think like it's not clean, so that's just a sort of clublish and the blint of father is we too low and medic shaska coin or a cooler father lacrave and conte. Cutting different TV on either on Tom Shinnigus and Tom Shaw Gapan to none of the different these movie on Shakas will didn't reach a Rishan and is better.
Shannon different the small stuff,
yeah,
and different the small, but on Valencia the Womer Valen Colleague in some mid-card final. Agus the Womer at Glen Meir, Tlehe Kahru Canish and Hunte, Agus and Son the Wigna Piershigaring and Son Tlehe Lachanish. Different the small, Niliscum Vieringa.
Well, and the end of our nice money shopper team in the heart.
Stock of Will, Stock of Will. And vi an taling an ocean gur hanig reint Pelodori Mahalachela, agus hanig coupled in the stock lesh, hanig Gardestach, Shana Faril, agus hanig Farisha Hort, Tam Prendergast, Milla Kirin, Stiani, vi an taling gur hand or Sonnestach, agus no remigan ernshin vi an common lager for Tamil, agus Ako deran shakta dereigan son rish de vi fornama hagen gach blian diet fara gur chancing Krev larkark evochent os der an na seachta díar ag gach blian, you know.
Agus an cíile is the blianta sin an míoch macromasátas an comórtas céna lifse mar an blian seo, I mean, ní higin a landí, ní hamháin just an créab gur bhúg beile an gaelig, but de bhí reintlí an bhacha an slí de bhódar macroma, fer na bhí síintir, ó bháin agus de bhódar cuma Valley Rovers.
Sure. Well, near a bhí macroma síintir an orgur bhómar an midcarc 65. But Emlíana ná víidir sa grad céan agus sin an cheiste chuir fiart a gcónaí an an céidir ná bhacroma bhaig se bhar an son na mí man áir. And éachta bhíon san leis cé go gapim a gcónaí nachfuil mór an de fríocht a bhíringe idir na gradan ag súla. Fuir an bha grad a bhain díotrist le hairt irin an grad eile. And capim féin bhí macroma fíolt an uair sin nó a bhómar mid carca 65 mar an sínsir. Agus tá mé cappa dámhil mis legan an go mí sera.
Agus caiin fé sin is tócha caiin fé náta tá beag agus garcad cím gohfuil lán obair a siúil fé láthar mhan sa farc agus colas an san an raí le déanaí go bhfuil sib trééis Johntas de beagnach milliúna áil ó éman ó chiíh sin rodúntaach den áit agus den commanú clas goil go háúil.
Se tá forbert mhór ar siúil tá seomraí léasta agus seomraíile ar nó a dógáilt fé láthir agus tá dromcla nua a gur an barc. Tá an drom céanna dhéanamh agus íon an dromcla barci chuomhan eric beag sé bunthe ar gaiineh agus an ta aglatáring fé láthir ná nachfuil an síal chután fós agus cai sé bhealah don gan sé bhí de chumát spillan na gailt de míon bheitheh.
Ach le cúnamh dé cos na stáisiún títigar chuidirteach an áit béidir.
Tásúlagan tásúlagan go méid gíre bogagan gan am baistí a chuidir darná.
Agus céir fí an farc an féin ó héamh a mórróna níos tá gachéin rága me go lán tlíní seim mar tistíthe meg na sílteach for sús comá chun goach sé sin ábata a raig.
Tá síl seán fé láthir tad me go leir le heictrean áach ní dálan go bhfuilid leidir go leir. Nílim cinnte ná ní ólaí mór mis ar na sílse, but is tócha nach bhfuilid leidir go leir le heig tluhí
Agus bhfuil sé sin a phlé bhfuil chance an go dá lóg sé sin leis an bunú seo den nuairtá sé arsúla an am seo in dá leis agus éana bríis.
Ar éigen é ceapim ar éigen é, capim nach dar lo sin, you know.
Well, is toch wil rodi fós ag dat raig gama agus tá sulugum gemeg agus bekin te beg nodig unta kan sa hemela hangari ni endalt fishin mar tá na kele ur fóstra shul beder nach wat colladres mar vider but ganari le agus gemeg agus gemig nodig unta ag gakin if bunte de.
Gur míle magat pare, míle magat.
Tá Frank Úsal Pronchís Oganín an sa tá óbaile bhórn an sola tamil fada agus atá sáte go mór le cuasaí sa I goman ló clascail bella hangar go mórmhór an club féís. Chun tá cuasaín sa fé lá heh an féiste. I mean tá lán cluhí ar siúl agus lán cluhí búta comá.
An bhar fada tá structúr an bhaging sa le cúpla bhíon ús agus de bhí blian an bhaging. De bhí mar chuigréamh de bhúmar fé cadiag agus de bhúmar fé cúideag agus de mé saréamh fé ochtiag agus de búgaring agus a bhí mar saréamh fé héan agus bhing fesin táid sa sre fé ochtiag fós sá tasúla go méid cornéliging rih dena bliana.
Agus comáile sin cós na Calíní seo pel na Galíní tá sin san an lá
agus bhí blian an bhá fesin agus tá cuman an ládan sa agus de bhuiig siad fé sédig chunta im lína agus de bhuiig siad an sóir le chunta freisin. So de bhí blian an bhaging agus tá an albordínta go lán daine ag dul siad na blionanta leis na éógan sa mí an gairig. Agus is tócha atá an chun ar a bheanach go ghéis os an obair sinna dhéon a lán daine rinne blina siar.
Agus sin an háta gur fad an áras na daine sin lu gan animnacha mar bhíon méid sinna ann máthasníon tú ag lu animnacha bíon tú driblóid, but cad atá buinte le bella hangarig mar an spridatá le fecinn an sa mela hangarig I gcónaí Johannesson sa bhí sé go húnta go atá có beagson agus ní héanna lead amháin na Calíní le is cuma cad éimríonn siad just tá sprid únta ag buinte leis an áid.
Well tá categód tá sprid mé angarig nachhfuil ion áit heile capam
tá lán obair I déanta bhí gach lán daine I dul sin na blianta leis an éasóga agus leis na chalíní freisin agus tá lán spéideáin agus bhí croncrigain an éidir sanna gáil an parkceile nó atá dhéanamh agus na seámig léist agus bhí spéidún agus san art tá hána gachéing le chéile an sa agus
cúte fud na hhéir na bóthir ná
mar amach lán art agus tháinig an lán in le chéile chun na tigéad íl agus bhí spéidún chun sa.
Agus ná go sé sin go húnta ní ní garcod go bhfuil an búmúr seo a bhí na chalíní agus atá na lads agus chun sé sin gomúr le atmosfér na háte.
Well is stocha an carte go stocha mar defa nice in the cake mar defa on corn at the van a bheging sin an rud mór in igen an blian fada.
No an meid sé dachran is I éigeáil chun go bhéit a gachéine tala chéile agus é seo chéúr agus bhfuil bh plé sin bhfuil áth.
Tá iad leis go nó gáil cúpla seachtainna agus bhí mu chuine bhar sin is stocha go méid ceúragin gan dát is stocha ní an nolog tá éige ag trús ag na chalíní in an nolog agus is stocha go méid ceannig ag na fir beidir mí in í sin tá go méid í anna bhagin agus
Cúta sáile go lóí hí sin Frank an créibh gorfií ná gin
Dí scúil ceú chun sáile cúpla í anna bhagin agus cúpla anna bhagin sa tá mí léir leis go rís ná sa caiimid.
Anna bhagin nó únta gachéine Anna bh Frank Ná an solum tá taigo gealháin fear go bhfuil clúgus cáir ar fudum chunta ó bheith sáte le bela hangéirigh leis na scoilin agus le fur an chorcaí na blianta tá imethe uin. Taig tá tú san saniste tamil fada tá tú fós tá an sláinte go má buchas mór le dí an club an cíinlet nó an bhfuiliste go cunas ar buí an club nó cadhéite go bhfuil se có ládran is agus cunas ar cuiradíí na blianta.
Well, de buí gin idir chuige seach tuisc. Ding dú ag gnóm sin bhí fuan an fráisteging fu níomh léir agus bhí sé beganín et mar bhín féinnig gimmert lá fé sáir agus jófa ceachtracht éigen ar an sahan agus is minic is dúir benlum go nóir men léhí chun agus gomach cléthe comáta seán ar an nánach agus dimríimi an clé agus bin deir le ná mlíon ní bhíoch níor bhmar ceanríomh díring ach ní bhíoch an treáil ná feiciúgin nó bhí sagart an sáig ná ben nach déiles an sagart conta an tair mar a hóhí na espa chorcaí na dhéasan agus a chuna sé go raibh lán ledsága timp an háit ná raibh fáil éon chluhíí éair sa thug sé cúpla timp denúir le chéile agus bhertaí mar an gomana bhnú agus chun seansa útá leds féinnig agus déir go hana bhailing hí an táing go dhéanam ré mar de bheith deirigling fuan an leidir ar an barcin híal bblion bhmar le ceanna bhí treéis teachta nóá síir an grád síir agus níor bhdar aíoch le cólína bháin hí tasnháinna bhagaing agus de len sé aigen san níor bhmar créibh bhósrí go dtí 960 ach bhí mar san bhmar an sreach mátas cúplaúir agus bhí mar sa chréibh cúplaúir sa lechréibh ach ar deirí 960. So sné fágra buí a ar dúsin áíre.
Agus ó hinna raig bhí anna hí daíonn sa gúsaí pelle bhí ámantán nuair bhí sé ládra agus bhí ámantán an cíinleat nuair a bhí sé trééis a rí lagaréis an cíinleat an ámas le ina raibh cuasaíon sa I rithna na blianta sin idir an bunúgus agus an nómh.
Well is stocha an Thomas Ligge bhí ná ag 60 mar bhí lánda nimráí bhí gimmertlingáin éidir chu seach éidir gasig an ósin daine gosúla óin ó mína chaine mar réir féin agus scopla den ile agus déidir sé lagar feag tamilin son go dtí gur thosníban son ach stocha gur bhíon an tús na hebrí rís ná gur chuig go lán ibre isteach in san grúpa faoi íse. A lán ibre agus hanna bhechas dul na daine sin bhí fiúháin Frantísa caiint an son chur sé féna lán ibre ón sémas a crú taimhain himnach lú donna cho sé an gáda chuidir lán ibre isteachán agus tá tora sin le fiscin teo hin agus gandót sin saoil gach com nó bethe gach comandíring obair dhéanamh leis néosóg.
Úntaach seod an club. Cad tá mór rompa níos, tá is gom go bhfuil gachéile ar muine muice níos, bud ag fécinn amach chun tosaigh cad tá rompa níos.
Túra sé mis nachúntacht, go mórhar na daine ágan is a chuna seo. Big daine má san sa fearcin is agus is Pedar can cean ledíomh agus Liam can cean agus Olíhálín si géad agus túra sé anna spridóibh agus anna bhís nachdóibh, gur féidir é dhéanamh. De sach na blianana bhí daine rá gur ómar amaideach chu dolisteach sa grád seo neachrach. De hiigimar go má go bhíríis go má héon túisteach a gaiidán níos sír den an caiidán a go ardá tú a chaidán féin chun teachtaisteachar sin agus daine éis sin agus tágin rud ceannis leis na ledzága ardó sé caiidán na pile mecan éis á comá.
Now, I talked to quick Rod Moore, Ellen Key Rod Moore, talked and saw the Villa Hungary. Now, Comortis Pelin a Gaeltachta, Agus, and Gapan to Gomegrodie, all of them more, and Gadolchis, Agus Keiko talked to the Witching Club, Gulcher Schulencha.
Well, dertar lum go me gachrodorf. Kinti big na siomri olaf ni len ors fi sin agus doch a lana brahar naim shirach dertar lum fos go me siolaf agus nach me ge na ibuging en son. Ta shana hachtach an counter. Vi an urjernach vi sé gin camera agus chur sé spid nos counter go hef na gelinge de rechama agus tam kinti gunni an sin ri agus ta sé vier hachtach das na geltach di yinen an Comortis agro.
Mix Lou was more on.
O big bí an slóf was on ta sé gerini smá na blian beidir begain rovoren is steering go hef a dir glostin dail de hin agus belicher fall agus mar ta sé an vorfad.
And me dinig fanún team na hart kom agus a gimmer te barken ele kom an me gakle hen jog and an sin ta bartug.
Well ní laharn hoere ding to níl rodí sokri gar fors mar big crenugin general to ging sig hosa gaile mi mine feurestoche agus Tahar Smuinov an made fyrna to vian aglacan part on the Eastloo mar bína Christna forna gachla image krigas an sarn agus ní sin coir agus tá bail an gongort off the leg so Tahar Smuinov na forna lidu ach rechma is komma big slow team rechma big agus big dine van un team is lost in team na height visit.
No, maar Fokkelsker en la ontag sin húsa Ballingeary vi to de hit efir domse vi me sátistig idir Patli Hen agus Frank agus tam fósáis tain in igen beke agus an rodgaléir. Cad en mohu kind cog trí de count nor a head an rétor an adog sin igidere.
Mortis. Cahamera Mortis an Scott and Cahamera vís an voralachas na leds an lásin agus go réirigling an méid sin ianamh in éon bblian bhain vi se go hóntach. Agus tá mé gháilta is seán éidir ce seachta le agus sné lás fearhí gomríomh.
An Fokkel sin Mortis a go mí go taig agus gannarí letar an siratag taxús. Now an Solom tá Justin Macharig fer tá sáin so go mór leis na fórne idir Calini is buchalíon sa mela hangéig agus a lán joch na difriúil ólteag na fórna difriúil agus de réir dalrah icepats agus a lán rodí eile tá a dógant ó na siopí go há túil Justin bú úntaach búden scoha bhí ann. In igen céad lá cad a bhreatas a dohhaile an tróna sin.
Well is stocha slíhí Fi asrum gur hugam ar gosaling because den coidí no méid dernach vi mar féhrú agus ag der vír Ballingeary ver an scór dernach áil chun é choharmú ach de vesas go romar féhrú den coidí no méid dernach agus vi gortúging le póla búcla so vi sé sim níarm chun vi markante.
Spidúntaach sa panel agus chuisi an oberstach an níl an fishin.
Yeah, vi anna spring na lads go harthe nur chudermach gimmert Inter Championship chome ag nílis gom ní léon mí nóga me really but vi able to a chud pelle ar dúgadí levéalní sírde de réir mar a bhí gáilis.
Ná chud go húntaach I gcóráid cobeog go bhfuil Calini cáúla agus lads cáúla ag buchan créfach an chunta.
Yes, is anna bheog Tá sé dochride ná ire stocha agus an táling goléir bheith sáte I ggómar seo agus is stocha is privléide bheith sáte le panel peladóí a chur a dhéon comá agus tá sásta an méid sin íireachta dhéanamh agus dróm banistíochtta comá agus fémar dúirt na ledan nach chéanamh le tá an bhuichas dóibh son agus de írónóirí agus dína brigla na le seo féis.
Anna bhar Justin agus sinné úinan seo bú úntaach mór ag Bella Hungaric rodnach meg derúta go deostócha an lá úntaach sin an 7 ládiag ar an 9 ládiag de mína sauna gáhíle is a sé húsa Ballingeary créfan cúnta búta ag Bella Hungaric bú úntaach bú a bheith in argaína go deo.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it all. Our 2 matches, the drawn game and the replay, presentation of trophy, presentation of man of the match, interviews with players and of course the victory parade through Ballingeary, and certainly it has been a unique, historic and pleasurable day for those particular people. Ballingeary County Intermediate Football Champions of 2006. A really, really happy ring to it. a great club, really deserving victors, and on behalf of everybody associated with LTV Productions, we hope that you enjoyed us bringing you their story.